Hello everyone. Welcome to Power Automate Desktop Training Tutorial. My name is Vishal Bamlani, and in our session today, we will learn about one of the most basic entities in every developer's life, that is variables. To start with, Power Automate Desktop offers us plenty of actions under variables, so we can make use of them in our automation. But in our session today, we will cover three very basic actions of all, which are set variable, second is increase variable, and third is decrease variable. Let's start with our first action, which is set variable. Now, as the name suggests, it sets the value of a new or existing variable, which means it will either create a new variable or it will override a previously created variable. It has two properties. First is the variable, wherein we have to specify the variable name, and second is the value, wherein we have to give some value to it. Now let's see how to create a variable or overwrite an existing variable in Power Automate Desktop. Under Actions pane, simply search for set variable, drag and drop the action. Under variable property, you can give this variable a new name. Let's give it variable test. Now let's create a numeric variable first. So under value, we can give a default one. Let's say 0. Let's save this. Now, as you can see under flow variables, variable test is created. Now let's say we have to create an empty string variable. I'll keep the variable name as same. Now to create an empty string, we have a notation like this. Two single quotes in between two percentage signs. Click on save. Now this means an empty string variable is created. Now let's go to a complex data type, dictionary. Open this variable. I'll keep the variable name as same. Now to create an empty dictionary, we have a notation called like this. To opening and closing curly braces in between two percentage signatures. Now this is how a dictionary variable is created. But for demonstration purpose, let's create a numeric variable. Click on save. Now let's try to increase the value of this variable by 1 using increase variable action. Now, as the name suggests, it increases the value of a variable by a specific amount. So it contains two properties. First is the variable name, that is the variable whose value we have to increase, and second is increase by, that is a numeric value by which we want to increase the value. Under Actions pane, search for increase, and it will give the result for you. Drag and drop the action. Here select the variable test, and increase it by 1 and save it. Let's run this action. So initially we gave default value as 0 and we have increased it by 1. So as you can see, under flow variables, variable test now has value 1. Now let's decrease this variable's value by 1 using decrease variable. Now, as the name suggests, it decreases the value of a variable by a specific amount. It has two properties. First is variable name, that is the name of the variable whose value we have to decrease. And second is decrease by, that is a numeric value by which we have to decrease the value. Now let's make use of this action in Power Automate Desktop. Under Actions pane, simply search for decrease variable, drag and drop this action. Under variable properties, select the variable name and decrease by 1. Save this action. Now, as you can see, initially it was set to 0. It was increased by 1. And now we are decreasing it back by 1. I've run this action. Now, as you can see in the flow variable section, the value of the variable test is again 0. Now let's create an empty string variable. For this, let me disable these two actions, open this one. And to create an empty string, we have a notation like this, as I've mentioned before. Click on save. Let me copy this action. And let's update this empty string's value by a new value, which is this is our testing. Let me save it and run this flow. Now here we are creating an empty string variable, and in the second action, we are updating its value to this new value. Now, as you can see in the flow variable section, so the value of the variable test is this is our testing. So this marks the end of our module. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would request you all to subscribe my channel for more videos. Also, I have listed down some suggested videos as well as the ones next in line for your ease. Cheers.